Hi, Shannon.
Hi, this is Shannon Rose at the Rose Hollywood Report. Talk a little about St. Jude's and what's new with what they're doing as far as being a hospital and helping out many others.
Well, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, as you know, is half of a research center and half a hospital, which means that our scientists are working in the laboratory right this minute on diseases that children have in the clinic. And every child who comes to St. Jude has both a scientist and a doctor working on their case. That's what distinguishes St. Jude so much from all the other hospitals in the country. And also because no child is ever turned away if a family cannot pay. And insurance companies, as you know, these days don't really allow too many procedures. They mark everything as experimental that we do. We did 250 bone marrow transplants last year, and the insurance companies still won't pay for it. So with all those things happening, the fact that we're not for profit and the insurance companies don't pay and we don't turn anybody away who can't pay, we really have to reach out to the public. We have to get 75% of our funds from the country, where an average hospital, a for-profit hospital, only has to get 7%. So we're very dependent on the public, and that's why this Thanksgiving campaign means so much to us. It's a national campaign because we're a national resource. Our laboratories may not be in your community, but our discoveries certainly are. And as you know, we've had the most exciting survival rates through our history. My dad opened the hospital 50 years ago in '62 when acute lymphoblastic leukemia, the most common form of cancer in children, was only a 4% survival rate. And now today, because of St. Jude, it's a 94% survival rate. And with medulloblastoma, the most common form of cancer in brain, the second most common form of cancer and the most common brain tumor is medulloblastoma. And we've gone from 10% to 85% survival rates with that one. But what's really exciting is that in our new genome project, which we've been working on for almost 3 years, we've got the genome map of 700 children. We've found out that medulloblastoma is not one tumor. It's actually 4 tumors, all rising from different parts of the brain, which means it needs 4 different kinds of treatments to treat those tumors. What's exciting about that is nobody's ever known this before. We just figured it out. We've just written a paper on it, and that means such good news for children who have medulloblastoma.
Now, let me ask you a question. How is St. Jude's going to change now that we're going into a different type healthcare system, if you will, Obamacare? How are they going to work within the system and be able to continue on to the success they have in the past? Is it going to help? Is it going to hinder? Are they going to change with the change that we're going through as a country?
Well, Obamacare doesn't really affect St. Jude because Obamacare is about, and it's great, that to give more access to people. Well, that's what St. Jude already does. I mean, we already deal with insurance companies, and we already deal with not making people pay. So it really does not affect St. Jude very much. What would affect St. Jude a lot is if this tax deduction is taken away. If the charitable tax deduction is taken away, that certainly would hurt giving. But the Obamacare doesn't really affect us in the same way because our people already have access to us.
Now, let me ask you about you. What do you feel is your greatest accomplishment in your career?
Well, gee, I guess that's for somebody else to say, but I've enjoyed a wonderful career of comedy and drama. I think one of my most exciting achievements was after years of comedy and all my family being in comedy that I won the Best Dramatic Actress Emmy one year. That was a great, exciting transition for me. But this past year I was on Broadway in a comedy, so I love going back and forth, and I think that really, to me, the great accomplishment is to be able to go back and forth and play both comedy and drama on stage or film or television. That I think is really an actor's dream.
And my last question for you is, what's coming up for you? What new projects have you got coming up?
Well, I just did A New Normal the other day. It was on last week. I'm playing Ellen Barkin's boss, and that's going to be a lot of fun. And I have a new book coming out, or that I'm just writing now, called It Ain't Over Till It's Over. I'm coming from my website. I have a website called marlothomas.com. It's for women 35 and over. And one of the features on it is these articles about it ain't over till it's over, really trying to inspire women and show them that if their dream didn't work out or their dream wore out, there's another way to start. And I'm excited to do that. And I have a new play to do called Clever Little Lies. So I have a lot of work to do. But I hope your listeners and viewers will come visit us on marlothomas.com on AOL. It's a pretty exciting place.
And lastly, tell them one more time, one more plug for St. Jude's and how they can give, even in our, our economy's growing, but what can they do, even if they don't have a dollar, to help St. Jude's?
Well, you certainly have, most people do have a dollar, and you could go on stjude.org, www.stjude.org, and read about St. Jude, read about the patients, and let that inspire you, and maybe you'll find that dollar to give to the children of St. Jude. Or I'm sure there's people in your neighborhood that you could even collect money from, or sell things to and collect money from. It's a way of getting involved. I'm sure if you look in your phone book or on information, you'll find a regional office that you might become involved with and volunteer, or you can find that also on the website. But I think and just to give thanks for the healthy kids in your life and give to those who are not. While you're out there shopping, you're buying presents for your family, you just take one little dollar and give that dollar to the kids of St. Jude, because those little children and their parents are not out Christmas shopping this holiday season. They're worrying about whether or not they're going to make it through the season, and I think that's why it's exciting and inspiring for us to think about them.
Exactly, the true reason for the season. So thank you again for joining me right here on the Rose Hollywood Report.
Thank you, Shannon.